Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we have a rumor killer on Randy Orton's return.
The latest juicy details on an AEW wrestler refusing to lose.
WWE has begun the process of heating a top star back up.
And CM Punk screwing with everyone again. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Alright, let's kick this thing off by talking about Randy Orton because a bunch of stuff broke on him over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Some of it may be, in the words of Reno Gattuso, some of it may be good, some of it may be but Fightful Select have the scoopski on both of these things. They reported over the weekend that Randy Orton is going to be one of the Fifth Men War Games. Almost called it Battleground. That's not the match.
You're grounded. Battle grounded. But mom. Sorry, I have to do that. It's muscle memory from.
What the hell was that?
If you're an NXT fan, you'll know.
Okay. So basically, Fightful Select reporting that to fill out the men's match, because it's 4-on-4 at the moment, Cody and the boys against the Judgment Day and JD McBighead. He has got a big head, hasn't he?
So, I don't think he's an official member of the Judgment Day either, so that's a good description.
I've got a big skull as well, so I can say that about him. I would say solidarity, but
real recognised
probably
real.
not.
That's what we'll...
No. Just move away from him altogether. Don't Google him. Kevin Owens. Right, Randy Orton's going to be on the babyface side and Drew McIntyre's going to be on the heel side. This is perfect. Now, they want to announce that Randy Orton will be the babyface person before the show. It's not going to be a surprise because they don't want people going into the show speculating on CM Punk. They don't want to get to a Rosemont, Illinois show, which is basically Chicago, and have people thinking CM Punk is going to be there. And I think that is a very smart thing to do. With Drew on the heel side as well. This has been the plan for several months, apparently. It is noted, of course, it's pro wrestling. Plans can change, but they've been planning this for months and months. So Randy obviously has been out since last May, when he croaked himself. It's not true.
Is that the medical term?
Yeah, he croaked his back. He's like a wee frog. No, he's had some very, very serious back and neck issues and stuff like that. We've all seen the photos of him in hospital. It's been a long road to recovery. We've covered all the stories about doctors telling him to not do this again, but he wants to do this again, so he's doing it again, it seems. And I guess we'll see him this week or next.
Yeah, of course, next weekend, Full Gear this weekend. Survivor Series next, can't wait for those. Yeah, I like this as a call. I think it's obviously, like you say, a good idea to tell people beforehand so they don't think, mystery fifth man, who could that be in Chicago? And also because CM Punk's showing up elsewhere on the show, he's probably going to answer Shinsuke's challenge or something. It's going to happen. Promise you. I don't promise, but maybe, probably. When have I ever been wrong? And I love Drew on being on the heel side. I love heel Drew right now. I think he's absolutely fantastic. But if it's not Randy Orton or CM Punk, who would you like to be the fifth man on the babyface team and the fifth man on the heel team? Let us know in the comments.
Is it the Black Scorpion? More on him later. Anyway.
Is it Grand Metalik? No, he's...
Right, he doesn't want to lose.
He's in AEW and he refuses to lose. Right, let me give you the backstory to this one. Dave Meltzer reported on the 13th of November, Wrestling Observer newsletter, that a planned Commander vs. Metalik match for the 27th of October episode of AEW Rampage was planned and then pulled because Metalik declined to put Commander over. He still worked the ROH taping a few days later, although apparently, obviously, this can't have helped his standing in AEW. Fightful Select followed up on that, saying that rather than Metalik versus Commander being one-on-one, it was initially going to be a four-way between Metalik, Commander, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Lince Dorado. Then it became a three-way due to Dorado's CMLL ties. Metalik was booked to lose this match, but he didn't want to keep taking defeats without being contracted to AEW full-time. The promotion understood this, and they booked Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher instead. And Metalik went on X over the weekend to say, "I have never refused to lose to anyone. This is business, and for a reason, I've been the best in companies. But my career has cost me Commander. He is one of the good young men who I respect. He is a good boy."
He's a dog. Only joking.
Things are not as mentioned at this point. I am not interested in explaining. Juicy stuff.
The translation didn't do him a favour.
No, sorry about that.
Bloody Google. Weird story for sure. I think the initial gut reaction a lot of people will have, how could you refuse to lose? But I think it's kind of funny, to be honest. There's a person going, no, I'm not doing that. But obviously he has denied that. Yeah, he's worked a bunch for the Tony Khan verse this year. I think he's had 2 matches in AEW. He's lost both of those.
Yeah.
Because he's not contracted. Of course he's losing matches. And he's worked something like 11 Ring of Honor matches. He's got 3 wins down there. So like 3 and 8 down there. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with his stance. Like, I think like if you approach someone and you go, hey, we want to have you lose 10 matches, they're quite entitled to say no. I would rather not come in for that. That being said, there's obviously, if the match is already booked and then he goes, actually, that's a different story.
Yeah.
So, however it played out, maybe he declined it altogether. Who knows? It's just weird.
Yeah, 2 things here. Number one, like you say, he's not an AEW contracted talent, so they've rung him up and said, do you want to work a match with Commander? You're going to lose. And he went, no, I'd probably not. And also, for all the people who are like, oh, what's Grand Metalik thinking? Think of this if you're Grand Metalik, if you're being told, another loss for you, like, casually you think, oh, it's Grand Metalik, it's fine, you can book him, he's mint in the ring, people will still want to watch him. But in his own mind and his, he's got to protect his standing with him.
Yeah.
If he's just a perennial loser on AEW, to a certain extent, there's got to be a straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah, for sure. And the timing really is critical. If it was like you described, hey, do you want to come in and lose? And he said, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. But if it's like, hey, show up at the building, that doesn't work for me, brother. If he Hogan'd him, that's not good. Who knows?
And if it's the straw that broke the camel's back, he can be the camel because he got the hump. Moving on.
And if you want to avoid getting the hump, you can check out more videos like this by clicking that subscribe button.
And you know what camels love? Bells.
They love
ring the bell.
Yeah, they love notifications on their phones. It helps them see all their favorite videos.
Yeah.
Okay. WWE is in the process of heating LA Knight back up. This is no great surprise if you watch SmackDown. They booked him strongly.
Oh, he cooked Grayson Waller as well, didn't he? Jesus.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Aussie Miz took a pounding. So, Dave Meltzer just reporting on Wrestling Observer Radio, stating that the way they presented LA Knight on SmackDown this week was designed to build him back up. Because, of course, he lost to Roman Reigns, although really it was to Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso.
Yes.
At Crown Jewel.
Interference in a bloodline match.
Yeah, for the undisputed WWE Universal title. On this week's SmackDown, he had a lengthy promo with Grayson Waller. The match was set up during the week when they tweeted each other or something. They started Xing at each other. And then they had the match. It was about 12 minutes. Knight sold a lot for Grayson Waller, but he ended up picking up the win via the bacon, lettuce, tomato, the most dominant finisher in the game. It's a big friendly giant, isn't it?
Yes, that's the one.
A big freaking gun. All kinds of options there. Afterwards, Jimmy Uso was cutting about backstage, and he was saying, hey, if LA Knight wants a piece of me, he can get a piece of me next week. So it looks like that's happening. Also, what's happening next week, Solo Sikoa's back, so that match is going to end in interference.
Yeah!
Probably. So if you're a fan of interferences, I'm sure that'll be great. But yeah, they're just heating him back up. I don't think he's going to take much effort. He's hotter than the surface of the sun.
No, exactly. I think some people were concerned, obviously, with him losing the big one, but he immediately came back on form, like you say, with the promo and the match, and I would have him be the guy to defeat Logan Paul for the US title. Maybe at WrestleMania, if you can drag it out that long, I think that'd be a huge match and they could really have fun going back and forth on the microphone. But yeah, I think from watching on Friday, you didn't think, oh, LA Knight's a loser now. No, he's exactly where he was.
Yeah, I'd like to see him doing the phone thing. How do you think he'd misspell LA Knight? Logan Paul, LA... I don't know. Night with no K or something, I don't know.
I saw some interesting pictures of Logan Paul in the shower with the US title over the weekend. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about CM Punk. He says he wears it everywhere.
Okay.
That didn't need physical evidence, that's thanks, Logan. No. Final story of today. CM Punk is a rascal. Not the, he's doing his gimmick. He's done it loads. He's going to show up at Survivor Series, obviously. We all know that. We all think that. Every professional wrestling journalist, like myself and Andy Murray, agree with him on that.
Don't call me a journalist. This is the only part of that sentence I disagree with.
Yeah. But he was posting on social media over the weekend, and he put a picture of the Black Scorpion up with who was behind the mask on Instagram. The devil mask. Tell us about Black Scorpion, Andy. What's all that about?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you saw this post, right, and you thought, oh no, he's just posting about WCW, guys, it has nothing to do with AEW running a man in a mask mystery angle. I think if you believe that, I've got some magic beans I would like to tell you. Yeah, the Black Scorpion is one of the worst angles in wrestling history. It's 1990, it's WCW, it's Ole Anderson in a mask with voice changing stuff, all of that. Not quite like Kane. Target or anything like that. But yeah, he was stalking Sting. Basically, the whole idea was it was someone from Sting's past. I'm gonna get you, Stinger. And they were trying to make you think it was the Ultimate Warrior coming over. It was Ric Flair at the end in a payoff that satisfied nobody, and it's widely regarded for a myriad reasons as one of the worst storylines in wrestling history. So, for CM Punk to draw a line between the Black Scorpion and the Devil, which he is clearly doing, and he knows it, scamp, is quite funny. I will say, in this office, I won't tell you who did this, but in this office last week, I drew the line between the Black Scorpion and the Devil. Because I think this Devil storyline is absolutely horrendous. And I was called a buffoon. Maybe I am a buffoon. Maybe CM Punk's a buffoon too.
I hope AEW have taken more thought with that storyline than the Black Scorpion storyline, because if they suddenly go, it's MJF, people are going to be like, what? Doesn't make any sense. So
MJF, if he attacks himself.
Yeah. Like we talked about before, if they're thinking maybe we can save this as something for Will Ospreay, if we can sign him, that's one thing, but they need a backup plan. They can't just have it be like, it's Serpentico. So there you go.
Yeah, I've seen the name Jack Perry floated around quite recently.
Good luck, everybody.
Well, with how his heel run's gone so far, maybe not for me.
Was Anthony Bones put through real glass? That's the question.
Oh, or was it sugar glass? Let us know in the comment section.
Cry me a river in the comment section. Yeah. All right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. One of them sort of ruined by our first story, but I'll ask it anyway. At WhatCulture WWE, if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Nerdbox, who says, I hope you had a great weekend. I did, thank you.
Yeah.
Took Eric swimming for the first time.
Nice. I had no migraines this weekend, so...
Winner.
Fantastic.
Do you think CM Punk could be a secret partner for Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn at Survivor Series War Games?
No, it's Randy Orton.
Yeah. He's going to be at the show, though. He's going to be on the show. Guaranteed.
Is he?
Yes. From my sources, me. If it's not Randy Orton, if someone gets jumped backstage at the start of the show, we're going to do a live stream for it. I'm going to literally start ringing all my friends and tell them to watch Survivor Series because Punk's going to show up. But yeah, I think they've done that quite a lot in War Games. Yeah. Oh, you've been attacked on the night of the show. What are the chances? Yeah. Every year.
I don't think they're going to do it, but I think it will be Randy.
I think CM Punk's going to answer Shinsuke's challenge. Yeah. Next question from Robert Smith.
God, can you imagine how old and slow that match is? Look, it would be good. Still get me wrong, would it be old and slow?
Yeah, it needs to be a brief encounter, that one, let's say.
I like old and slow, by the way.
Yeah. We are both old and slow, so...
Facts.
That is game, recognised game. Right, second question today comes from Robert Smith. With Logan Paul saying he's done with boxing...
He knows how this works.
Is he going to be a full-time wrestler, seeing how other wrestlers have nothing to fight for since Roman's pissed off, basically?
Yeah, I imagine between his hard shifts, conning 12-year-old kids out of money and running crypto scams, if it's possible to wrap a full-time wrestling schedule around... being a complete charlatan grifter, he probably will.
I'm Logan for life. So
what does that even mean?
I don't know. Some of the kids say, I think. But
he is one of the great con artists of this era.
He's also one of the best new wrestlers I've ever seen.
Unfortunately, that is true.
Sensational. So I would have no problem with that, although I do think... I'd be concerned it'd become sort of a Ronda Rousey situation of initially like, oh my God, look, we get to see this. And then after a year or two,
I mean, like, there's good and bad to Logan Paul, right? Obviously, I've just gone in two-footed on the bad because it's fun. Yeah. And he's really rich and famous. Yeah, he can take it.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, it's punching up. It's fine.
They were doing like gold bottles of Prime in some sort of game in London this weekend.
They're going to sell on eBay for like $2,000.
Yeah, I'm going to buy them. Yeah, delicious.
Some poor parents are going to like buy those for their kids and be like, that could have bought like 3 months of shopping.
I genuinely don't know a child that actually likes drinking Prime. They like standing with the bottle, but like I gave my nephew a bottle of Prime that we got sent that was empty, and he was buzzing. He was like, I'll just carry water around and this is fine.
Fair enough.
It's probably better if anything.
He's good marketing.
Yes.
He's like good at being like getting himself out there and spelling people's name wrong.
Is there any scenario, Andy, where you think Logan Paul can become a babyface?
No. He's a piece
He'd
of
have
crap.
to save like Ray, and I'm trying to think of all the biggest baby faces. Kofi, become
Cody.
friends with Kevin Owens, Cody, Sammy. Even then, people are like, you're still kind of an arsehole.
I tell you what, the first step in him turning babyface is providing proof that he's paid back all the people that he scammed out. Coffeezilla.
Coffeezilla, baby.
Watch the videos.
But yeah, I'd keep him as a sort of Lesnar, pop up, do a short program and leave thing, because I think it's working perfectly for him.
He's flipping great at all this.
Final question comes from Fire Phoenix, Alex Simpson on Twitter. Thank you, Alex, for this question. When will WWE be held to a higher standard that you legends hold AEW to, or is it years away? Keep with the great pods and impressions. Thank you very much. I'll answer this one because I think it's a fair question, because for a while, we were always holding AEW to a far higher standard than WWE.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
WWE was whack.
It was dreadful for many, many, many years. So even a slight improvement, going from a 5 to a 6.5, we were like, is this the best show ever?
And now it's like an 8.
Yeah.
And it's good.
You're right, and I think going into next year, we should hold them to a higher standard, because we dump on AEW for dropping their standards. And I think they're clearly trying to make a change. They have done in the last recent weeks of acknowledging the issues that they've had and trying to clean that sort of thing up and focus on the important stuff for them. But I think also WWE, they're doing great, but when they do something on SmackDown or Raw or whatever that you're like, that didn't make any sense, it's not going to be a case. I certainly am not going to just sort of be as dismissive as I am, because they've been phenomenal in 2023, so hold them to higher standards.
I think I don't know if I hold either one to a higher standard than the other. I'm not really into either product at the moment.
Fair.
Like, I'm not particularly invested. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do, man, and see what happens.
You know what else you should keep doing?
Clicking.
Watching our videos and click here.
Click David. Bye.